Hey guys, so today I decided to do a video about ayahuasca and my experience only because I watched a bunch of videos before I decided to do it, and all the videos really just motivated me and inspired me to just really go and do it. Look what I just did with my pants with this sage. Fuck. So I'm gonna burn some sage while I talk because it puts me in the mood. So basically, how can I start? I went to Brazil last year. That's where I'm from. And I was very sad. I was in a sad mindset. I felt stuck. I felt fear. I felt like I couldn't set boundaries, and I didn't love myself enough to set boundaries, and I didn't have confidence in myself. I was dimming a lot of my lights. And so I was in Brazil, and I called my best friend Laji, and I was like, talking to her on the phone about the same complaints, the same fears, the same disappointments. And she was like, Nachi, I don't have anything else to tell you. I'm just gonna send you a link. And I was like, okay. And then she sent me this link of this couple. I'm gonna link them over here. And they're this Brazilian couple that organizes these missions, not missions, but these experiences with tribes in Brazil. And I was like, count me in, I'm gonna go. And so the next day I bought the ticket to go, and that's how it happened. Ta-da! Just kidding. But yeah, that's how it actually happened. And then I remember being in the kitchen like, Mom, I'm gonna go to the Amazon in 10 days. She's like, you're gonna go where? And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to the Amazon, and I'm gonna take ayahuasca. Because Laji had also done ayahuasca. So let me just get to the nitty gritty of the situation, because I know how it is when you're watching this video. You just want to know what happened. So basically we get there, and it's a group of beautiful women and one guy, and it's like 15 girls, and we all meet each other there. And it's a whole experience. Like, I had to go first to Acre and then get a van there and drive all the way to the tribe and like walk with our stuff. And we get there, and it's just like the first contact with the tribe, and it was very different. I've never experienced anything like that in my life. And what made the whole experience more impactful was seeing the love that they shared for each other, and how they welcomed us, like how they welcomed a group of people that they never met, they don't know, into their family, and just trusted us that we would be good for them and good to them. So our experience there was that we were living with them and just understanding their culture, talking and playing and swimming in the river. And on the day four, day 5, I don't remember exactly, it's kind of a blur, but that's when we did the ayahuasca ceremony. I think it was a Saturday, I don't remember. But so basically we all had to wear white, which I always wear white. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna I remember I wore this white skirt and this white top, and I had braids on the whole time, and then I took my braids out. And I remember the indigenous women helping me take my braids out. And the tribe is called Shanikawa. So you guys can, do your research. But it was so beautiful. But anyway, and then there's this very special boy in this whole story called Y. He was like 10 years old, indigenous boy, the cutest thing ever, very wise, very mature, whatever. And so, day of ayahuasca, right? We're around the whole, there's a circle. We all create a circle, and there's this fire ceremony. And I don't want to talk too much about the tribe itself, because I don't know how comfortable they feel about me talking about their family or culture, but I just want to talk mainly about my experience. But it's very important for you to know how I did it, where I was with, who I was with, and the energy around it. So basically, we're all around the fire, and we're all like holding each other like this, like with our arms, and we're doing a prayer, and then they start serving the tea, and the women serve the tea. So the men made the tea of ayahuasca and the women serves it to you, right? They're all wearing white. And so I go to the line and I'm like, okay, this is it. I'm about to trip the fuck out. So I go to the line and I'm walking, and then I'm like, whew, okay. And then I take the first cup, and I thought it was gonna be worse because everybody talks about how thick the paste is, but it was pretty liquidy. Like, I think they made it a little bit watered down there. So I took it and I was like, okay, whew. So I go back and we're all dancing around the fire, and it's very beautiful to watch. And like, you're trying to look for people that are starting to feel it. And I don't really remember if I saw anybody. I think I saw one of the girls. She was just kind of laying down. Like, I think she was starting to feel it. And then the indigenous women, they were like, if you don't feel it yet, you can take another one after like a few minutes. So I didn't feel anything. So I was like, oh, I'm just going to take another cup. So I go and I take another cup. And then a few minutes pass and I don't feel anything. And I remember them saying, like, when ayahuasca will only give you what she knows you can handle. And ayahuasca is like a feminine energy. And so I was like, maybe ayahuasca doesn't think I can handle, doesn't think I can handle her. So she's taking it very easy. But then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to try it one more time. So I go and I take another cup. I don't know if I took 3 or 4, to be honest. I don't remember. But I go back and I'm dancing. And then I'm like, okay. I think I feel it. So then I just kind of lay down on the floor, and I'm like laying down, looking up. And it's all dark in the middle of the forest. Okay, just imagine this. And then I'm like, okay. I'm starting to see like mandalas, like stuff like that. Like that type of symbol. I started to see those in my head, and they were green. Like, they had like a neon green color to it. And I was like, okay, that's crazy. And then I started hearing everything. Like, I could hear all the insects, all the birds, all the steps of people dancing. And I'm like, damn, I'm very connected to nature right now. And then I opened my eyes, and one of the indigenous women, one of the sisters, she was looking at me like this, and she had her face all painted, like so beautiful. And I just looked at her and I was like, oh my God. And she said, you're connected, right? And I was like, yes. She's like, I know. And then she said enjoy or something like that in Portuguese. And then she just walked away, and I'm like, oh shit, like, here we go. There's no turning back. Once you go there, there's no turning back. And then I was like, oh, I think I need to use the bathroom. So I get up and I start walking towards the bathroom. Mind you, the bathroom is like a few steps, like 20 steps from where we were. And it's even more hidden in the jungle. And it's just a very simple bathroom. It's just like, the toilet is just a bucket, and you use it, and then you just throw leaves on top of it, and then you clean it. And that's how it is. And then the shower is in another, like, station. So I go in and I'm like, fuck. So at this point, while I'm walking towards the bathroom, I started going into a very negative mindset. I was like, what am I doing? Why did I just do this? I just took this thing in the middle of the Amazon. I'm about to die. Like, I thought I was gonna die. And then Y, the little kid, he comes to me and he was like, are you okay? And I was like, I think I need to use the bathroom. Like, I need to puke. Like, I need to throw up. And that's a very common thing with ayahuasca. Like, people do a cleanse, a purge. That's what they call it. And he was like, just hold my hand and I'll help you I'll guide you to the bathroom. You'll be okay. A 10-year-old boy, okay? So I hold his hand and he's taking me to the bathroom, and then I go into the toilet station, right? and I'm like holding myself. At this point, I'm like pooping, right? TMI, but hey. So I'm like, okay, woo, I'm about to pass out. Clean myself, pull out my skirt, and then I open the door and I just fall on the floor. And I was like, fuck, like, and I'm looking up, and I remember looking up like, I'm about to die, like, I'm dying. And then the indigenous woman comes and she's like, Nachi, you need to get out of the bathroom area because this is where people purge. This is where all of the negative, this is all what doesn't serve us needs to get out. So it's right here. You need to go back into the fire area where everybody is. And I was like, okay. So I get up and she's helping me like walking back. And then I'm like, wait, I need to throw up. So we stop like middle way from the bathroom to where the fire was. And then I do this, like on the floor, I kneel down like this. And then she's like, Nachi, don't do this to throw up. Like I was about to do this to throw up. And she's like, no, you have to sit up and you have to throw up like this. Like that. And then I was like, okay. And then I looked at this tree right in front of me. There was this tree. And I don't know what it was about that tree, but that tree just made me think of the word jealousy and the feeling of jealousy. And then I started throwing up. So the feeling that I had is that I was throwing up jealousy, right? And the throw up is not a normal throw up, guys. It's not like, it's like it's crazy. Like you sound like a monster's coming out of you, right? So I'm throwing up, and then the indigenous woman is like helping me, you know, she's like very, very comforting and rubbing my back with like floral water and all of her own, you know, medicine. And she's singing to me, and then her sister came behind me and was like also doing all of that ritual, and they really like made me feel secure. And I remember looking at her eyes, and she's just like this is what has to happen. This, you're good, like you're in the right path, right? So I finished throwing up, and then the moment I stopped, I was like, I'm good. So I get up and I start walking back into the fire, and right at like next to the fire was where we were camping, right? So we were sleeping right next to it. And I started walking around our tents and the hammocks, and I'm just like, I am everything I need to be. Like I am exactly where I need to be. I am enough. I am everything that God made me to be. Like, and I have all the answers, and I have the wisdom that I need. And I don't know what it was about that feeling. It's just like I am all of those things. I already am that. No matter how old you are, how young you already are that. You already have abundance. You already have wisdom. It's all inside of you. You just need to allow it to be, right? So that's the feeling I had. And then I remember taking out my notebook, and I just started writing letters. And I wrote a letter to my dad, to my mom, to my brother, I don't want to go too much into detail, but like to people that really mattered to me and still matter to me. And I wrote a letter to myself as well. And it's just even crazy to think about this, like, and the way I was writing was just like this. Like it was like it had to get out of me, you know? And I was crying, and all the papers have like tears in it. And then I just remember finishing the letters, like completing the letters, and then just going back to the fire where everybody was dancing, and I was just dancing all night. And it's just like, I think my experience with ayahuasca was very comforting. It was scary in the beginning because I thought I was going to die for real. Like I really did think I was going to die. It's not like exaggerating. I tend to exaggerate when I talk, but I actually thought I was going to die because it's a very overwhelming feeling of like, this needs to come off my chest. Like, you know, and for me it was jealousy. And so, and then after, it was just like this goddess energy. I felt like a goddess. I felt like, yeah, I'm exactly where I need to be. I'm exactly who I need to be. I have all the tools that I need to survive, thrive, ascend, and continue growing into whatever we're gonna become after we die, or like depending on how deep you want to go with it. But I just knew I was it. And even when I talk about it now, I can still go back to the feeling, and the more the time goes by, the more I tap into that. And I've read a lot of things about how ayahuasca changed people's lives, and I can tell you that ayahuasca changed my life and my perspective of life, but it also came with so much dedication after that. It's like, I think ayahuasca shows you a picture, shows you a feeling. It shows you a lesson, a destination that you can go back to whenever you're back in your day-to-day life. Like, I wouldn't do ayahuasca again right now, or I don't know, maybe I would, but it's not something that I would do all the time. But it's just something that showed me a taste. Showed me a taste of like, this is how you can feel. This is actually who you are. This is there. It's just a different type of feeling and dimension that you just have to tap in, that you usually not tapped into because you're distracted with social media, you're distracted with people's comments, you're distracted with your day-to-day life, you're distracted with relationships, and you're distracted with career, and you're distracted with just your own thoughts and your own to-do lists, and you're not just understanding that you already have everything that you need. That's a very big realization. So yeah, and then after that, I just continued. I'm really just talking right now. I didn't plan this, so I don't know what's gonna come out of it, but I just continued putting time for myself. I feel like, so I did it in December, and then January I was still in Brazil, and like spending time with my family and traveling, and summer, woo, and then I come back and it's like kind of cold over here. And then I went through a lot here. It was time for the change. Like, ayahuasca showed me the picture, and then I went back to real life, and I was like, okay, for me to get there, for me to get to that feeling, I need to feel it, and then I need to act on the changes that I need to do in my day-to-day life for that feeling to be present more often. And so that's when I had to do a lot of changes, and I really had to stand for myself. I had to stand up for myself and my boundaries. And I started putting time for myself, and then quarantine happened, which forced me to really sit with myself, understand who I am, what I want. And then I started a whole journey of self-awareness, I think. I started walking a lot. Every day I took a walk, and I just would think. I started practicing more yoga. And, this is just one way of getting in touch with yourself. There's so many ways. There's so many art forms. There's so many rituals. There's so many practices. There's so many religions. It's like, you pick what you want. I decided to try these things, and these things helped me. And I started journaling, which that thing is crazy. Journaling is crazy. I started this dream book. Let me get it. So this is my dream book that I made. I just got a bunch of paper, folded, and then created 2 holes here. And yeah, so define your dream line. And today was my last day of it. My last page on the back is written. Everything is pretty much taken in this book. So I think it's the perfect day to actually make this video, which is crazy. But I started this because Quinn, the artist, which I love her so much, I'm gonna put a link to her art here. And she started this 20, how many days was it? It was like 12 days, or like 12 days of Dreamline or something like that. And then every day, her and her sisters and her people like created a routine. So like day one, it was little me, right? And then like you had to write down everything that you loved doing as a kid, everything that excited you. And like I wrote down, I loved the Cheetah Girls, I drank a lot of milk, played with my friend Sabrina, like did cheerleading, loved strawberries, chocolate covered strawberries, however you say that. You have to write what you were insecure about. I wrote my hair. Well, I wrote a lot of stuff in here that is for myself. But so basically I did the 12 days of that, and then I did the 21 days of abundance meditation, and that was crazy too. And then like I started just writing manifests and manifestation stuff and affirmations like, I am powerful, I am creative, I am full of abundance, I understand and accept my growth. There are no boundaries to what I can create. There are no fear, and then I cross fear, big enough to stop me. I see myself and I love myself. My hair is healthy, my skin is glowing, my voice is free, my body is strong and flexible, my mind is fruitful, my ideas are amazing and valuable. And then I wrote about my music, like my album only gets better and better. The visuals will make people move, smile, and cry. Like, I just started writing things like they already existed. And life is dope. I am powerful. I am strong. And shit started happening. I'm not kidding. Like, I'm not kidding. I used to watch these videos and like hear people talk about this and be like this. Sure. Started writing it down and then it started happening. Sure. But it's serious. It actually happens. Which I'm still kind of crazy about. And like, I think this is why people say that prayers work, because when you pray, you're just giving thanks and like manifesting. And the more you say it, the more your mind hear it, the